What would happen if all your wishes came true, but in reverse? Pablito was a dreamer, with messy hair like clouds and a smile that always sought adventures. He lived in a small village by a lake that sparkled at night. One day, while chasing a giant firefly, he found a hidden tunnel under a rock covered in blue moss. Would you dare to enter a tunnel that changes shape? Pablito crawled inside and emerged in a valley suspended in the sky. There were mint trees, floating mountains, and butterflies that glowed like lanterns. In the center, a garden with flowers that whispered secrets to the wind. There awaited a golden hummingbird with tiny glasses and a soft drum-like voice. "Welcome, Pablito," said the hummingbird. "You are in the garden of reverse wishes. Here, everything you ask for comes true in reverse." Pablito laughed. "Really? Then I wish to be the fastest boy in the world." A second later, he turned into a stone statue. "Hey, this isn't fair," he shouted when he could move. The hummingbird fluttered. "Here, wishes make sense, but in reverse." Pablito took it as a game. "I wish to have the loudest voice in the world." And in an instant, his voice disappeared completely. He gestured desperately. The hummingbird gave him a note that said, "You can't speak, but you can hear better than ever." He discovered that by being silent, he could hear the whispers of stones, the dreams of trees, and the heartbeat of the garden. "I wish to speak again," he thought, and then he began to hear screams from every corner. Too much noise, too many voices. "Oh, this isn't what I wanted," he finally shouted when his voice returned like thunder. Have you ever wished for something only to regret it later? Pablito decided to try something different. "I wish to be invisible so I can go wherever I want." And poof, not only could no one see him, he couldn't see himself either. "I'm lost in myself," he murmured in fear. He walked for hours, not knowing if anyone would look for him. Can you imagine not being able to see yourself, even in a mirror? At the end of the day, crying, he asked, "I wish someone would hug me." And suddenly, everyone around him disappeared. He was alone. The garden turned gray. The flowers closed their petals. The hummingbird lowered its head. "Be careful what you wish for." Pablito sat on a floating stone, hugging himself. "I don't want any more wishes. I want to understand why I feel this way." The hummingbird approached him. "When you wish without thinking, gifts become traps. But if you wish with your heart, the magic changes." Then, Pablito didn't wish for wings, gold, or fame. He only wished for the garden to be well. Nothing more. Nothing for himself. Suddenly, the sky lit up. The flowers opened their eyes. The butterflies danced in spirals. The garden began to heal. "Your wish wasn't for you. That's why this time it didn't reverse," said the excited hummingbird. "That's the kind of magic that doesn't twist." Pablito felt a warmth spread through his body. The statues laughed, the trees sang, and everything bloomed again. As a reward, the garden gifted him a scarf woven with threads of light. So you remember that giving without expecting changes the world. Before leaving, Pablito hugged the hummingbird. "Thank you for teaching me that wishes are not games. They are reflections of what we carry inside." The tunnel appeared again, wrapped in petals. Pablito crossed it, and upon returning home, the lake sparkled more than ever. He ran to tell his grandmother, who was watering her plants. She smiled. "Some things are not wished for, they are cultivated." Pablito no longer wished to be the fastest, the strongest, or the most seen. He just wanted to be himself, but wiser. Moral: sometimes what we desire most is not what we need most. Learning to value what we already have is the most powerful magic of all. Subscribe and activate the bell for more magical tales that will take you to incredible worlds.